On to the pediatric genetic counseling. Here the pediatric genetic counseling is like here the families or pediatricians seek genetic counseling when a child has features of an inherited conditions. Okay, prenatal means before the delivery of the baby. Okay, the pediatric means after getting the delivery, means pediatrics. Okay, the people like the children's after the giving the birth of the people. Okay, the families or pediatricians supposed to seek a genetic counseling when a child has a features of inherited conditions after given the birth. Okay, if the baby having a features of a genetic problems or inherited symptoms. Okay, inherited features or genetic features. Okay, so those people can or pediatrician or families may seek for genetic counseling. So they may wants to go for, even families wants to go for physician, even pediatrician also may refer to the genetic counseling if the child may have a features with these genetic symptoms. Okay, any child who is born with more than one defect, if the child, okay, if the baby who is born with the more than one defects, more than one is okay, more than one birth defects if the child is having, then in those situations also the parents should go for genetic counseling. The mental retardation, if the child is having mental retardation, or if the child is having like dysmorphic features means abnormal differences in body structure. Okay, dysmorphic means there will be a abnormal differences in the body structure. There is a abnormal body structure is also there, if there in the child also, that people also, that parents also can go for genetic counseling. If there is any more than one defect, they can go for genetic counseling. If there any mental retardation, they can go for genetic counseling. And these all the things may increase the chance of having genetic syndrome. So these are the features, they may increase the genetic syndrome. So that is the what, if the baby born with these type of problems, the families or pediatrician can go for a genetic counseling for the help. A common type of mental retardation in males for which genetic testing is available is fragile excess in. See, if the baby born with the any type of mental retardation, like there is a mild, moderate, severe, profound. Okay, there are the types of mental retardation is there, right? Okay, if the common type of mental retardation is the mostly males may get affected with the mental retardation. So there that people may go for fragile X syndrome. Fragile X syndrome in the sense this is a mild to severe intellectual disability. Okay, this is a fragile X syndrome is the mild to severe intellectual, means mental retardation means complete intellectual intelligence test only, right? So intellectual disability, if there is a mild to severe intellectual disability, that will call as fragile X syndrome. So in those areas also the people may go for, families may go for a genetic counseling. Okay, this is comes under pediatric genetic counseling. Prenatal completed, pediatric completed, then adult genetic counseling. Here adult genetic counseling means adults may seek genetic counseling when a person in the family decided to be tested for the presence of known genetic condition. Okay, so if the adults also may seek a genetic counseling. Why means when a person in the family decided to be tested for the presence of known genetic, if the any person in the family affected with these type of genetic problems, okay, in those areas also the adult can go for genetic counseling. Okay, when an adult begins exhibiting symptoms of an inherited conditions. Okay, why they want to go for, adults wants to go for genetic symptoms means, see, some people cannot show their symptoms during the childhood. Some people cannot show their symptoms after the schooling age. Some people may shows these type of features during adulthood. Okay, during adulthood the people may show some type of features, genetic features. Okay, genetic defect features. So that is the what, when the adult people, when they were exhibiting these type of symptoms, genetic inherited symptoms, that people can go for genetic counseling. When there is a new diagnosis of someone with an adult one onset disorder in the family, either any people in the adult age, either any family members of the any member of the family is affected or tested newly with these birth defects, those people also, if other adult people also can go for genetic counseling. In addition, the birth of a child with obvious features of genetic diseases leads to a diagnosis of parent who is more mildly affected. Okay, even a birth of a child with obvious features, okay, after the birth of the baby, even there are the similar or some problems are there, means some defects or some features are there in related to genetic disease, means that people also, that parents also can go for the genetic counseling, because already baby has affected. If the parents also having similar problems, okay, similar or mild problems are there, means in the parents, okay, that people also can go for genetic counseling. Genetic counseling for adults may lead to the consideration of pre-symptomatic genetic testing, okay. Here what is that, in addition, the birth of a child with obvious features of genetic disorder leads to diagnosis of a parent who is morely mildly affected. So, okay, in the adulthood, so when the people may give birth during the 21 age or 22 age, okay, why they need to go, means after, see, after getting marriage, if they soon after they may get a baby, after the getting the baby, if the baby is having any birth defects, okay, even the parents also supposed to go for genetic counseling. Why, means there is a mild chances of getting even the parent, okay, until unless there is no like if the until that may be miscarriages or that may be consanguinity marriages, okay, there is no chances of getting the genetic problems to the baby. So either the parents already should have, either in-laws, either grandparents should have some similar problems. That is the what, if the baby born with the mild defects, mild problems, mild features also, even the parents also supposed to go for genetic counseling. Genetic counseling for adults may lead to the consideration of pre-symptomatic genetic test, okay. Genetic counseling for the adults may give a consideration to a pre-symptomatic, before the symptoms of the genetic testing. Cancer genetic counseling, here they given the cancer genetic counseling, like cancer genetic counseling means, here the family history of early onset breast, ovarian or colon cancer in multiple generations of family is a common reason a person would seek a genetic counselor who works with people who have cancers, okay. Here the cancer genetic counseling also one of the testing, okay. Here what they will do, means the family history of early onset, that may be like, we need to take a family history from the people, like, when the people are suffering with the cancers, okay, cancer also like from the genetic only. So if the mother, grandparents, in-laws, they are suffering with the, if the family history is having cancer, so automatically the cancer may affected to the other people also, okay, grandchilds and all. So that is the what, so cancer also, the cancer patients also can go for genetic counseling. So a family history of early onset breast, if the family, in the family, if there is a breast cancer, if there is a ovarian cancer, if there is a colon cancer with a multiple generations of family, is a common reason a person would seek a genetic counselor who works with people who have a cancer, okay. This is the main reason. If the families or multiple generations are affected with the breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, either that may be ovarian cancer, there is a high chances of getting to the like other people, those who are in the family, other people also, grandchilds and or granddaughters and also, they also have high chances of getting these type of cancer. That is the what, even the genetic counselor also supposed to have a like relation, supposed to works with the people who have a cancer. While most cancer is not inherited, so that is the what I am telling. So the most cancer is not inherited. There are some families in which a dominated gene is present and causing the disease, okay. Why, some most of the cancers are not related to the genetic, but some of the cancers are there which is related to the genetic problem. So that when there is a dominant gene is there in the couples, okay, either that may dominate gene, when the dominant gene is present, that may cause the disease, cancer. A genetic counselor is able to discuss the chances that the cancer in the family is related to a dominantly inherited gene. So the genetic counselor who is giving the genetic counseling to the people, he need to discuss the chances that the cancer in the family, okay, he need to discuss with the family members who is affected with the cancer. So he need to explain everything, due to the dominant gene only this cancer may affected, okay. The counselor can also discuss the counselor can also discuss the options of testing for the breast and ovarian cancer genes, okay. Even the counselor also can give suggestions to the people who came with the cancer for the counseling. So to them, the genetic counselor is supposed to give the advices, like he need to discuss with the people about the testing for ovarian as well as the breast cancer of the gene. Role of a nurse in genetic counseling. What is the nurse role in genetic counseling? So here, guiding a woman or couple through prenatal testing, okay, diagnosis. So here, the what is the role of a nurse in genetic counseling? Well, while providing genital counseling, what is the nurse role? Psychiatric nurse role means she's supposed to guide a woman or she's supposed to guide a couple through prenatal diagnosis and helping parents make decisions in regard to abnormal prenatal diagnostic results. Okay, even she need to help, a nurse need to help the parents to take a good decisions regarding an abnormal prenatal diagnostics. If the prenatal test gives any abnormal results, okay, in those situations also the nurse supposed to help the couples to take a decisions based on the problems. Assisting parents who have had a child with a birth defect to locate needed service and support. If already the child has affected after the genetic counseling, the child is already affected with the genetic problem, okay, even she supposed to assist the parents, okay, she supposed to assist the parents and she supposed to provide a needed services and support to the family members if they already had a child with a birth defects, and she supposed to provide support to family members deal with the emotional impact of the birth defects, okay, even she supposed to provide support to help the family members to deal with a emotional impact of a birth defect and coordinate the services of other professionals such as social workers, physical occupational therapists, psychologists and dietitians. Even she is supposed to have a coordination with other healthcare professionals like such as a social worker, physical worker, occupational therapist, psychologist and dietitian. Okay, like conclusion, here comes genetic counseling enables couples or affected individuals to make decisions about a future pregnancy, and the genetic counseling which helps the affected individual to educate and cope with the disorders with minimal clinical problems. Therefore, genetic counseling is done in an objective manner so that any treatment is selected remains the personal choice of the individual which involved. Hence, through knowledge of the disease, for giving information regarding the cause and risk factors of the disease is necessary before counseling. Okay, here comes I'm summarizing my topic. So like here we have discussed about genetic counseling. Okay, genetic counseling is the must and should before going for a pregnancy or before giving birth to a baby, or here the genetic counseling we have seen introduction of the genetic counseling, definition of the genetic counseling and the counseling purpose of genetic counseling, indications for the genetic counseling, steps which are involved, about the history collection, about the pedigree charting and estimation of risk and transmitting the information, and management and application of genetic counseling, and prenatal genetic counseling as well as the pediatric genetic counseling, adult genetic counseling, cancer genetic counseling, and role of a nurse in genetic counseling, and conclusion. Okay, this is the about the genetic counseling. Thank you ma'am, thank you my dear friends, thank you all.